Okay, so we are on Module 4, Lesson 18. This is number 1 for our problem set. So you can either, like I said, print it out and work on it with us, or you can just work on a blank piece of paper. So remember, class, when we're doing our read, draw, write method, the first step is to read. So it says, Lee saw 6 squashes and 7 pumpkins growing in his garden. How many vegetables did he see growing in his garden? So they want to know, how many vegetables did he see all together? So our first step, as you know, if we were taking a test, we would need to circle our most important numbers. What do we know? We know that Lee saw 6 squashes and Lee saw 7 pumpkins. So we circle those because that is very, very important. So the second part to our read, draw, write method is to draw a picture. So what's the first thing we know, class? We know that Lee saw 6 squash. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. 6 what? 6 squash. Okay? The second thing that we know is that Lee also saw 7 pumpkins. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 what? 7 pumpkins. Okay, so to make it a little bit easier for us to count, I'm going to make sure that my first 10 are not colored in and all those after 10 are colored in. So here's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the last 3 I'm going to shade just to make it a little easier to visualize. So then I'm going to draw my squares. Draw your boxes around your numbers. Here's your tape diagram. Now what we're looking for, class, is our total. So we need to write our number sentence, blank plus blank equals blank. We know that we're adding because when we have the word total, when we need to find the total of something, that means we're adding everything together to find one big number. So we have 6 squash and 7 pumpkins. So to find our total, we're going to add those numbers together. We said all of these that are not colored in are 10. So there's 10, and the ones colored in come after 10. So 10, 11, 12, 13. So our total, class, is 13. Now, the last part for our read, draw, write method is to write a word sentence. So we need to think about what it's asking. How many vegetables did he see growing in his garden? And we use that to come up with our sentence. He saw blank vegetables growing in his garden. Sorry for the messy handwriting. So, he saw 13 vegetables growing in his garden. There is your word sentence to match your problem. So now we're going to work on number 2 in your problem set. Number 2 says, Kiana caught 6 lizards. Her brother caught 6 snakes. How many reptiles do they have all together? So remember that word all together, that means we're going to be finding a total. So let's look for what we know. We know that Kiana caught 6 lizards and her brother caught 6 snakes. So that is our important numbers. Those are the facts that we know. So let's start first by drawing our picture. So we know that Kiana caught 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lizards. And those are the ones that Kiana caught, lizards. And then Kiana's brother caught 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 snakes. So here's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to color in these last 2. And then I'm going to draw my boxes around my numbers. Okay, now what we're looking for is our total. If this is 6 and these make 10, then I have 10, 11, 12. So my total is 12. Now we want to make our number sentence. Blank plus blank equals our total, which is 12. We have 6 lizards and 6 snakes. 6 plus 6 equals 12. Now our last part for the redraw right method, we know that we must now write a sentence, a word sentence. So what is it asking? How many reptiles do they have all together? They have blank reptiles. They have 12 reptiles. So that is your number 2 for your problem set. The answer is they have 12 reptiles. So problem number 3 says Anton's team has 12 soccer balls on the field and 3 soccer balls in the coach's bag. How many soccer balls does Anton's team have? So for the redraw right method, as usual, we're going to start off by figuring out what do we already know. So we already know that his team has 12 soccer balls on the field, so we're going to go ahead and circle 12. And also, he has 3 soccer balls in the coach's bag. So I went ahead and I also circled the number 3. So the second part of the redraw right method is to draw your picture. So what do we know first? We know that Anton's team has 12 soccer balls on the field. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw my 12 soccer balls. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to go ahead and shade these 2 in because they come after my first 10. So that is 12 soccer balls on the field. Don't forget to label. You must put your F for field. Second, we know that there are also 3 soccer balls in the coach's bag. So here's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to shade those in also. Those are my 3 in the coach's B for bag. Make sure you put your boxes around your numbers. Here's 12. And here's my 3 in the coach's bag. So if we wanted to write our number sentence, we know that we are going to add. Why are we going to add? Well, we're going to add because we're trying to find the total amount all together. And when we're finding the total, we know we need to add. So what numbers are we going to add together? Well, we're going to first add the 12 that were on the field. And we're going to add the 3 that were found in the coach's bag. So 12, 13, 14, 15. That gives us a total of 15 soccer balls all together. So the last part of our redraw right method is to write our word sentence. So we're going to read the last sentence to see what it's asking, and we're going to turn that into a word sentence. It says, how many soccer balls does Anton's team have? Anton's team has blank soccer balls. How many does his team have? Well, 12 plus 3 equals 15 total soccer balls. So Anton's team has 15 soccer balls.